Hello and welcome to day one of the webinar platform training, the webinar platform bootcamp. I'm so excited. Are you guys excited about learning about the webinar platform?
Yes, thank you.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is a fabulous platform to work with, and we're going to fly through today some of the simpler things that you can do with the webinar platform. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to go live to Facebook, and we're going to learn how to go live to YouTube. So let's talk first about why on earth you would do that. Why on earth would you go live to Facebook or live to YouTube? Both of those are really, really good things to do. First of all, when you go live to Facebook, there's a little indicator that says so-and-so is live on such and such group. So everybody gets a message when somebody goes live in one of the Facebook groups if they're a member of that group. If you have friends, your friends will get a message saying, hey, Shelly just went live. You want to go watch it? So going live is really good because there's these automated messages that go out that actually kind of promote for you so that you have to work too hard. And when you see a live on Facebook, it's actually a little bit hard to just pass it by and not watch it for a second, right? You guys ever have that experience? When you see a live, you're like, oh, look, somebody's live. Let me see what they're saying. So it's actually a really good way to kind of capture their attention, even for just a millisecond. But in marketing, a millisecond sometimes is enough, right? So that's a great way to get their attention, especially if you're doing something like what I've been doing with the virtual diva going live. That one is actually going really, really well. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But going live on Facebook captures the attention. It makes them stop and look for a second, and I always get a lot better results than if I just do a video or if I just do a post. Going live always gets me way more views, way more interaction, way more engagement. It just always does. There's no doubt about it. And then when I go live to YouTube, there's advantages to that as well. All of your subscribers on your channel get the notice that you've just gone live, so that's fabulous. So YouTube does a good job of notifying all your subscribers. And then you're like, well, what if I don't have any subscribers, Shelly? Well, guess what? When you do live streaming to YouTube, it actually ranks your video higher. YouTube has an algorithm that says, hey, everybody that goes live and they live stream, we're going to rank them a little bit better. So every time you go live, you have a much better chance for that video to rank higher because you're live streaming, okay? So those are several advantages to going live to Facebook and going live to YouTube. Do you guys have any questions about that? Do you have any comments about that? Am I speaking the truth when I say it's hard to kind of pass by a Facebook Live without at least listening for a second?
So both they rank you higher on Facebook also?
It's not so much that they rank higher on Facebook. It's that you're going to get notifications done by Facebook to let people know that you're live. So if you go live into a group that you have permission to go live into, everybody in that group knows that you just went live. They get a message. If you go live on your profile, everybody that knows you as a friend, they get a message that you've just gone live on your profile.
Does that affect on Facebook because you're doing lives? If you're doing down the line, you're doing other promotions or ads, etc. Do you get a better treatment or anything like that? Does it affect you in a positive way better?
Yeah, it's going to send out those messages for sure. I'll give you an example. Is one of the things that I do is I get a box every 3 months called FabFitFun. Some of you guys may have seen me open my box. But it's a box that comes in. You don't know what's in it. You just pay, I think it's like $30 every 3 months. And it comes in and it's got makeup in it, or it's got one time I got like a little blanket in there, and it's got little trinkets and stuff like that. You just never know what you're going to get. And I'm like always excited when my FabFitFun box comes in because it's always full of great stuff. I love the stuff that's in it. And one of the things that FabFitFun does is once you buy the box, they give you an affiliate link. And you can use that affiliate link and share it with people. And if they buy the box, you get a discount on your next box, and they get a discount as well. So what I do is I actually just open my box live on Facebook. And it's so fun. I don't know, you guys may have seen it, you may not have, but I absolutely have a ball opening it, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this. Here's some facial cream, and I so need facial cream, right? I think the last time I got split end hair stuff, and I was like, oh, this is great because I have like old lady poodle hair. This is gonna be great. So I'm really excited about all the things that I get inside the box. But when I go live, it notifies everybody that's my friend and that follows me. So I see a bunch of people that I don't see very much, hardly ever, that are like jumping on to watch my live. And y'all, I have like, I don't know, about $1,000 right now credit in FabFitFun because they watch the live and they follow the link and they buy the box and then I get the credit. So right now in FabFitFun, I have about $1,000 in credit, which will be about 5 years of FabFitFun boxes for me. so I'm telling you, it works. I was opening the box just because, doing it live, just because I thought, oh, that'd be fun to do it live, and then I could just put my little link there. I wish it was like a master plan, like I knew that was going to happen the whole time, but the reality is that I didn't know that was going to happen, and people love watching me open that box and see what's in there, and then they want the box. Actually, a couple people have contacted me, so we're now planning to open our boxes together. So we'll probably do a Zoom, and then together we'll go live to Facebook and open up our boxes together to see what we get. It's just really, really, really fun. And again, you get that extra juice from it because Facebook likes you doing lives. They really like that. So they notify everybody and they let everybody know. And I'm always stunned at how many people jump on and make comments. Or I had one time where I was talking about me too much and the person was like, oh my God, Shelly, just tell us what's in the box. So it's really fun. So Facebook Live is really, really effective, very effective. And the webinar tool that we have in Builderall, you can go live to Facebook actually really easily. Did you have another question, Gabriel?
Yeah, does it matter how long are your lives going? You have to have certain minutes to stay live to get the credit or to get more benefits, or no?
Nope. I've been on really short lives. I've just done a couple of minutes, and then I've done my marathon lives where I go a couple hours. And I don't think the juice or any kind of promotion is very much different. You just get the same notifications every time when you go live.
Is it idea? Is it advisable, or would it be a great idea to do a live every day, or a couple of times a day? Is that? I don't
think I do it. I don't think I do it every day. You can imagine listening to Shelly just ramble on about her poodle hair. It just wouldn't work.
No, short. It's gonna be like a 5 minutes. Hey, thought of the day or something. You know what I mean? So hey, guys, get on it.
Yep. If you had something like that and you can make it short and sweet and you're giving value, you want to make sure that every time it's value. And you know what? Your people will tell you. Your market will tell you. If they're not watching and they're not commenting and there's no participation engagement, then it's not working. But you have to give it more than a week, right? You have to give it a while, but you'll know.
That's why it has to be short, because you can only do so much, and just give it short, sweet, to the point. And it's like, wow, another one. So that way you get them to come back and look forward to it. You know what I mean? So
the place that I would go live every day, more so than Facebook, maybe Facebook a couple times a week, but I would definitely go live with value to YouTube every day.
Oh,
YouTube every day is fabulous. Facebook not so much, because Facebook is so noisy that if you go live every day, it's just too much. It's too much. But YouTube, that's your channel. You're purposely making that channel for value, and they'll go to that channel and then they can lock into that channel and start watching all your videos. But because Facebook is so much noise, I wouldn't do Facebook Lives every day. I do it a couple times a week max. YouTube every day though.
Those little nuggets of wisdom that makes a huge difference for me, because it's like, hey, what to do, but it's also important what not to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you think about it, you guys tell me, does that sound reasonable? A couple of lives per week? And what would you think if you saw someone that was doing a Facebook Live every single day?
No, just like you said, every single day on Facebook, it's too noisy because there are a lot of other people jumping up. And I can confirm what you said with the live is so attracting because I am on Facebook online all the time. And then when something pops out like Shelly is live, I just click on it.
Yep.
I just am curious what you
Yep.
do, but maybe I will not stay. I will not listen. I just want to take a quick peek and then it's okay. But in the YouTube channel, that's okay. When I several months ago I started with doing some cards, some tarot cards per day, and people got crazy on it. I can tell you, I should start it again and do it really daily. To in the morning, for example, just 10 minutes, 3 cards, and I got a tremendous repeat on this. People love live, but not on Facebook so much.
Right.
Just to get the hook to your channel, for example, that's okay on Facebook, I would say.
And I love what you said because you do the same thing I do. It's every time I see a live, it doesn't even matter if I know the person or not. If it pops up that they're going live, I'll pop in to see if they're just saying anything that I need to know. And sometimes they're not, and I'll pop out. And sometimes they are, and I'll stay in and I'll listen for a while. So it just really depends on the person and what value they're giving on Facebook. But Facebook is so noisy, you guys, that I get those live notifications all the time. So you don't want to do Facebook every day because that would just be too much. And you can imagine as the end user, they're like, seriously, is Shelly going live on Facebook again? So it's because that pop-up goes into their personal feed. So it's just too noisy. But YouTube, they choose to go to your channel. So once they're on their channel and you're giving a lot of valuable information, they'll stay and they'll keep watching on YouTube for sure. Okay? Does that make sense? Gabriel, any other questions?
We're good. Thank you.
Okay, good. Any other questions for you guys? No? All righty. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what it's like to build a live and go live to, we'll do Facebook first because that's kind of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And then I'm going to go over here to Builderall. And all I'm going to do is go into the webinar platform, which is right here. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to click Enter. And that takes me into the webinar platform. And you'll see that I've got several different webinars already put together. I have lots and lots of testing and training and all that kind of stuff. We're going to build a brand new webinar, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do my recurring live webinars. So when I do my recurring live webinars, all I do is I go to New Webinar, and I'm going to name it Recurring. And I've already got one named Recurring, so I'm going to name this Recurring 1. And then I'm going to name it Recurring 1 again. So this is the webinar that I'm going to use every single time I go live, whether it's to Facebook or YouTube. It's my recurring webinar, so this is the one I'm going to always use. So I can protect it with the password, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to click Create Webinar. And now it's going to give me some information to fill out. When I go live to Facebook or YouTube, I really don't have to fill out a whole lot of anything. I can leave all of this the way it is, and I can go to Content. And right here, I can say New Streaming Tool. So if I click here and click Open, it's going to allow me to actually stream using this new streaming tool. So stream live to Facebook. So I clicked it, and it's not going to anything here. I have to go back into here.
Thank you.
And this says New Streaming Tool. What I need to do is choose Stream to RTMP. And I don't even remember what that means anymore. I think we looked it up the last time I did this training, and I can't remember. But I'm going to go ahead and check mark that. And what that allows me to do is put in a special URL and a special key to be able to go live to either YouTube or Facebook. So I'm going to show you Facebook first. So let me go ahead and go to Facebook. And I'm going to just go live to my own personal channel. So right here, I'm going to click right here. and I'm going to go to live video. So when I click live video, here we go. And I'm not going to connect the camera. I'm going to click connect here. So I'm going to click that connect button. And then right here, I've got the RTMP URL and the stream key. So I'm going to copy the URL and then go back and paste it here. And then I'm going to copy this key and then go back and paste it here. So once I've pasted those in there, I just pick which server I want to use, which I just always pick USA1. There's several different choices, but USA1 has always worked fine for me. And it will tell you the server load, which right now it's 0.1%, so it's not being used very much at all. And then I can say I'm going to invite participants into the room. If I check mark that, that allows me to bring participants in. If I uncheck it, then I'm just saying it's going to be me and me alone. Okay, I'm going to keep it me and me alone, and then I'm going to click Open Streaming Tool. And what that does is it brings up my streaming tool, and I have to put my name in. So Shelly Builderall Diva Turner, and log in. And now it says no video because I'm actually using my video on the laptop for Zoom. So if I want to change, I think I can do that maybe right here. Oh, maybe right here.
Does it make a difference from the server USA when you're not in the USA, or does this not matter in which country you are?
It doesn't matter. You just pick which one. Just look at the server load of it to make sure it's not got a bunch of a real big server load, and you should be fine. So right here, I've got my video not showing because the laptop is actually using the video. And I've got a second video, which it's not reading it. So let me see if I can do this. So microphone plus camera. Dun, 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 dun. So it's not seeing my other camera. Right now, it's just a USB camera. Let me see if I can turn Zoom off. I'm not sure this will work. I'm going to turn my video off to see if maybe that works. You guys hang in there with me. Share. And still not reading my camera. So we're going to pretend like it's reading my camera. And I'll turn my camera back on for you guys so you can see my lovely face. There we go. And we're going to pretend like you guys can see my camera. And it's going to show the video in here, right? And all I need to do to start my webinar is click Start. And that starts it here and actually activates that RTMP setting. And then I need to go to Facebook. And then I need to go live. And when I click go live, it's actually going live with my camera and my audio. And it will take the exact things that's showing up on this screen right here. So if I had participants, I could actually invite participants. Their video would show up when they turn their video on. I could invite them in to go live with me. There's a lot that I can do actually bringing in participants as well. So this is actually how easy it is to go live. Now, if I wanted to turn off my audio, I could just take this image right here, this little icon, and click it, and I'm now muted. So nobody would be able to hear me on Facebook. If I wanted to disable my camera, if my camera was actually working, I could click that, and it would disable the camera so that my camera would be turned off. So these are good times like when you need to get up and go to the bathroom, you can turn your microphone off and your camera off, and you can do your business. Then when you're ready, you can turn it all back on, and it's ready to go. Now, this little button right here is the settings, and if you click it, you can switch which microphone you want to use, and I've got 2 cameras, and usually they both initialize, and I can choose which camera I want to use. I do want to tell you a little bit about that, though. It will read both cameras. This one I didn't have plugged in when I booted it up. I plugged it in later, so it's probably just not reading it. But usually it reads my onboard camera and my USB camera. And what's cool about that is you can flip-flop in your live between the 2 cameras. And so let me tell you why that's cool. Because I could actually have one camera on me and then another camera maybe up, kind of pointing downwards, like towards a piece of paper, and I could be writing on that piece of paper and flip to that camera that shows the paper and me writing on it. So let's say that you were showing people how to fill out a job application. You could have an example job application and actually point that camera down towards it and be writing on that job application and filling it out together. So does that make sense? Yeah, so you can flip-flop between the two. You can do that with your cameras, and you can do that with audio. The other thing that you can do is you can actually screen share. So let me go ahead and go over here, and we'll go to settings. And right here, I've got the ability to stream my desktop. So if I click that, I can choose to share my entire screen. I can go to a specific application I have running, or I can just do a specific tab in Google Chrome. I'm just going to do my entire screen and click share. And now it's actually sharing my screen. So whatever I do on screen, it's capturing it in that video, which is absolutely fabulous. And then once I'm done sharing my screen, I can actually click that again, and I can go back to only stream my camera, and it goes back to my camera again. I can also do a whiteboard, so I can stream the whiteboard. And what it's going to do is it's going to show the whiteboard, and then I can draw things and you know, tell you how much I love you, like that. And this is actually a really cool way to kind of draw out some ideas and kind of further emphasize a point that you're making. And then once you're done, you can actually clear that and you can close it, and it will go back to your video. So it has a really neat whiteboard ability as well. And then you can invite participants. So when you have people that you've invited into your stream, you can actually activate them to go live and do a split screen, which is actually really cool. And we'll do more about inviting participants later. So that's kind of how you live stream to Facebook. When you're finished, all you need to do is click Stop Webinar, and then you go to Facebook, and you end your live video. And then it says, if you end the live video, you'll be choose if you want to save or delete it. So I'll click End. And then from here, if I didn't like what I did, if it was all crap and I don't want it to go out live, I can click Delete Video. If I liked it, it was fine, I'm ready to go and drop it on Facebook so people can watch the replay, all I do is click Done, and it will put the replay on Facebook for me. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one because I don't need it on my profile. But that's how you go live to Facebook. It's actually very, very easy. The only thing that you have to remember is you need those RTMP URL and key to be able to add it to the webinar platform, and then you're ready to go. So any questions about going live to Facebook?
That's great.
Yeah, super easy, right? Frank,
Hey.
you got a question?
Yeah, so the so what's the max amount of people that you can have kind of splitting the screen with you at one time when you're doing this broadcast?
You can have up to 6.
Up to 6, okay.
Yep. And then as far as attending the webinar and watching, unlimited.
Okay.
So if we're going to talk about how to add this to a website. So you can invite people to your webpage and they can watch it right on your webpage. And those people that are watching right on your webpage is unlimited. Okay. Dawn, I think you had a question.
On the whiteboard, can you type on it, or is it just drawing?
It's just drawing.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and I'm a horrible drawer, so you know that's like the worst thing for me. But it actually is really cool. I've used it a few times to try to make a point. Like one of the points I was making was in the Pixel Perfect Builder. You've got the layouts, and each layout, all the pages have the same header and footer. So I was explaining that concept by drawing it out. And I think I actually got it across, even though I'm a terrible artist. So it's actually fabulous that we have that tool to be able to use it to do things like that. Okay. Susie.
Can you show your face and your desktop at the same time, both in Facebook and YouTube?
If I remember right, when you do desktop sharing, it'll put a picture of you in the corner. I think it does that automatically, and you can't take it off. Okay. Gabriel, question?
Yep. How can I do a recording and upload it for Facebook and YouTube and use it as a live, so that way I can do a perfect webinar, you know what I mean? And then look like I'm alive, and then for future references, use it as an evergreen webinar.
You can't go live to Facebook or live to YouTube with a recording using the webinar platform. You can record and then use something like Restream to send it to Facebook or YouTube. We do have the ability to record our webinars with the webinar platform, and we'll talk about that later. But when you go live to Facebook or live to YouTube, you have no choice. You can't pull up like a video and then actually run the video.
So you do have to be live, right?
Yep.
Live. Okay.
Yep. You can actually be dead, but it would still be live.
And then then we're going to talk later about the evergreen and recording and restream, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. All right, good.
Is there other software that lets it appear live even though you have pre-recorded something?
Yes, I use Restream. Restream is actually really good. There's other ones out there that I've used before too, but I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. But if you'd like me to drop Restream in there, I'll drop a link to the resources so you can check it out. And we will take a look at Restream just because you can see how you can take a pre-recorded webinar that you did with our webinar platform and then restream it to Facebook and YouTube like it's live. Okay? Dominic?
Yeah, I can't wait until we get into the Ghost users and how to be able to text them while you're not even really in the webinar. This is exciting. I've been looking forward to this because, as you know, I'm going to start using this for my Tuesday night trainings.
Right. Yep.
I'm looking forward to this.
That's a fabulous kind of trick that we have with our webinar platform. Dominic kind of talked about it a little bit, and that's the ghost users, which is where you can create users that pop up during the webinar to make it look like it's live. And these users pop up and can ask questions at the exact right time. And then, of course, you answer it on your webinar. So it makes it look like there's people there, and that's to create engagement for the people that are actually physically there live on the webinar. So we'll talk about that. Also, we've got the tool that allows you to set up chat with your webinar so that you could be sitting on the beach and drinking a Mai Tai and enjoying the weather, and your webinar is running and it's actually going, and people are asking questions, and you've just got your phone at the beach answering them just like you were sitting in front of your computer working. So that's another neat feature that we're going to talk about when we go through the webinar training. So lots and lots of neat stuff. We're going to have a fun 5 days for sure. But let's go ahead and jump in. Are any more questions about going live to Facebook?
And 6 people that can join you live, can they be on camera, all 6 of them?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yep, absolutely. And we'll do a live with you guys actually tomorrow. So when we jump in together, I'm going to show you how to pull in and invite people into your webinar. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at YouTube and how to go live to YouTube. So it's basically the same idea, just a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. There we go. And I'll go into the streaming tool, and we're going to go ahead and close it. And once I do that, I'm going to close all this. And so now I'm back to creating my webinar, and I'm going to find my recurring webinar number 1. So there's recurring 1. That's the one we just created. So I'm going to click on this and open it up. Oops, sorry, I clicked on it the wrong way. I'm going to click on edit right here. And so I'm editing the webinar, and I'm going to go into that content area, the same area that we went into with Facebook. And I'm going to click open on the new streaming tools. And it's going to open this blank window, but I'm going to go back here and it opens up the streaming tool. And I'm going to stream to RTMP exactly like I did to Facebook. And now I've got the RTMP URL and the key, but this time I have to go to YouTube to get it. So I'm going to open up my window and go to YouTube. And we'll go to the Builderall Bootcamp right here. And I'm just going to go into my YouTube studio. And it's going to open up my settings. And when I go to other features, I'm going to go to live stream now. When I go to live stream now, it opens up my settings for going live to YouTube. And right down here, I actually have a server URL and the stream key. This is the exact information I need. It's the same type of information we got from Facebook. It's just RTMP through YouTube. So I'm going to copy the URL, and I'm going to take it back here and paste it. And then I'll copy the key, so I have to reveal it. And I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to go here and paste it. And then I pick which server I want to use, which I'm going to use this server. It's fine. It's got 0.1% current server load, so it's not very busy at all. And then I can invite participants in the room if I want to. For right now, I'm not going to. And I'm going to click Open Streaming Tool. And now I have to put my name again. So Shelly, Builderall Diva Turner, and log in. And again, remember that my video is not showing because it's not seeing my second camera. And then all I do to go live is actually do Start Webinar. And this actually starts streaming to YouTube Live. And let's see, should be, there it is. It's starting right there. So you see how it's turned green. And now we're actually live streaming to YouTube. And it's capturing the no video, which if I had my video on, it'd be capturing that. And it's also capturing my audio. And remember, I can do all of the same things that I did with Facebook. So even with this one, I can switch out my audio if I want to use a different microphone, or my video, it's reading both of my cameras. I can also choose to stream my desktop. So I'm going to click on there. And when I click on there, I can choose what I want to stream. So I'll go entire screen and then share. And now if you look on YouTube, I'm actually sharing my screen. So there's usually about maybe a 5 to 10 second delay, and then it shows up. So let's see if it'll show up on my screen. There it is. So it shows me sharing my screen. And then I have the same ability to do the whiteboard. Whoops, wrong button. So I can do my whiteboard. And I can say be a nation. S-H. And there we go. So be a nation. So there's the whiteboard. And if we take a look, it shows up on YouTube. So everything we do actually shows up. And then when I go back, I can clear out the board and work some more, or I can close it and it'll go back to my video. And again, if I wanted to invite participants, I could actually do that. Right here, they'd show up at the bottom right here, and then I could click to add them to my live. And we'll do that tomorrow. I want to make sure to keep that separate so you guys can actually see exactly how to do that. But that's exactly how to go live to YouTube. It's actually a little bit easier because with Facebook, you have to go live on the webinar platform, and then you have to click go live on Facebook. And you have to do it in that order. If you do it in the wrong order, Facebook will like birth a duck. But with YouTube, all you have to do is click go live, and it will go live immediately. So it's actually a lot easier to use. Once you're done, you just stop the webinar. And if we watch over here, you'll see that the live actually ends. And it will tell you that it turns red right here, and it says the live stream is offline. So it's actually that easy to go live with YouTube. Let me stop sharing, and let me look at y'all's faces. Chip, go ahead.
You mentioned going to YouTube, to Studio YouTube, but it's not obvious to jump to Studio, it seems to me.
Yeah, let me show you exactly where that's at, because some of you guys may see the old Creator Studio, I think is what it's called. But let me stop sharing here. So I'm going to go to share, and I'll show you exactly where that's at. So if I go to my YouTube channel, so up here is my profile, and I'm going to click on it. And then this is the old Creator Studio. So this, you might see Creator Studio. You can click that. And when you click that, it's going to take you to some settings for your channel. And then on the channel, I think you actually have to click channel, or no, live streaming. Right here, live streaming, and then stream now. So live streaming and stream now. And that will get you to where that RTMP URL and stream key is at. So you can do it that way, or if you click here, there's another one called YouTube Studio, and that's the new version of the Creator Studio. And you'll see one or the other, and that's how you're going to get to that live streaming area and be able to find that RTMP URL and key. So it is a little tricky to find, but once you find it, it's actually not too bad. And let me go to my thing right here. So I'm on the homepage for YouTube. If I click the channel, there's Creator Studio, and that's what's going to get me to the right place where I can find my live stream. So it's either Creator Studio or YouTube Studio, okay? And then here we're going to go to other features, and then live stream now. So you've seen both ways, Creator Studio or YouTube Studio, okay? Does that make sense? It's a little tricky to find, but once you've found it a couple times, you'll be able to find it pretty easy. Gabriel?
Yeah, I have 3 more questions. I don't recall if you said, can we go on both at the same time, live, Facebook and YouTube?
No, you can only do one. Nope, one at a time. I tried to get tricky. And because I have 2 cameras, I was like, I'm going to try to go open a window and go live to Facebook, and then do a completely different webinar and go live to YouTube with the other camera. No, it didn't do it.
Chipmunk Diva.
That's exactly what it was. It was Chipmunk Diva. I think some of you guys were actually watching that when I was trying it. They were like, what are you doing? It just messed up everything, yeah. I did learn a couple of things when I did that, but I also learned that you can't do that. So you can't go live to both, even if you try to trick it.
And then can I embed can I send people to my website, members area, for example, and embed the video there so they can watch my live on my website? However, I'm also streaming it on YouTube at the same time. Can I do that?
You absolutely can. You need a special embed code, and I will get that embed code and put it into resources. It's just a like an iframe type code, and you have to put your YouTube channel in there to be able to embed the live stream. So I'll put that code in there with instructions on how to do that. And that's exactly what we do with the Monday webinar. When you guys attend the Monday webinar and you see it in the dashboard, that's actually the YouTube channels embedded, so that when we go live, you see us go live. So you can watch that anytime we go live to YouTube, not just on Monday, but if we go live to for any type of training that we do that goes live to the YouTube channel on Builderall USA, you would see it in the back office.
That's what I'm looking for. I appreciate that, Shelly. Thank you so much. The last question would be, can I set this up once and for YouTube and Facebook, for example, and then I have different timings, you know, Monday at 3 and then Tuesday at 4, I have one is YouTube, the other one is Facebook, and I set it up once, it's on my schedule, and then every Monday at 3 and at 4 on Tuesday, now I'm live. Or do I have to go every time I do a meeting, I have to go through all this process that you just showed us?
Yeah, you have to go through all that process, but I've made it easier for me. I just have a notepad, and I have my RTMP codes on my notepad. So it's YouTube is going to be the same. Facebook changes, but YouTube is going to be the same. So YouTube is actually really, really easy, but it won't save the information. You have to put it in each time.
Oh, okay.
But I do have the webinar set up. So what you guys saw, let me show you exactly what I have. I'm gonna share my screen. So if I go in here into my webinar platform, on my list right here, I've got recurring webinar. I use this every time I go live, whether it's live to Facebook or YouTube. This is the exact one I use. I just jump in here, I click edit, and then I put in my information. I go to content, click open, just like you guys saw me do a minute ago. I put the RTMP stuff in, and I'm ready to go. So I do have to do a little bit to prepare, but it doesn't take very long at all. And once you get good at it, it's not even hard. You know, you just click here, click there, copy this, copy that, and boom, you're live. It's pretty easy. Any other questions? Gil, go ahead.
So what exactly does that saved webinar save? If it's not saving the the UTC information?
Oh, it's just saving the fact that you created a webinar, because you'll find out that over the next couple days that there's a lot of stuff we can save in there, because if you're going to create an actual webinar that goes on a web page, or if you're creating an evergreen or something like that, it's saving all of those things, but the actual RTMP stuff, it doesn't save.
Okay, thanks.
Gabriel?
Yeah, I have different levels of training for different types of groups, and I want to go live on YouTube like we just were talking. Can I do separate codes for this group? They go live on Monday, this one on Tuesday, so they don't have access to it.
No, if you're doing it by the channel, no, because there's no way to separate it out. If you have separate channels, yes. So like when I go live with the Builderall Bootcamp, it's a channel off of the Builderall USA YouTube channel. So they're on the same account. But when I go live to Builderall Bootcamp, it doesn't go live on the Builderall USA channel, because they're two separate channels. So if you want to have separate channels for them, yes, then you have a channel ID for each one, and one channel won't be able to see the other channel. But if it's all in the same channel, then they'll see it live no matter what.
The answer is yes, it's possible, but have different channels.
Yes, that's right.
All right, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, you guys?
Shelley,
Yes.
what time is that Monday webinar for the group?
The Monday webinar is 10 o'clock Eastern time, and
Thanks.
we usually do it live straight to the weekly webinar. And let me show you exactly where that's at. I'm going to share my screen, and I'll go into my dashboard, and I go into the Builderall business area, and then I'm going to go down here, and it says weekly webinar. And when you click that, it actually shows you the live window. And right now, because nobody's going live there, it's not going to show anything. It's just going to stay offline. And then what I do is I go in after every Monday meeting, and I put the last 3 on there so that you can see the last 3 always. So after this meeting, that's exactly what I'll be doing, is I'll put today's right here, and then this one will move here, and this one will move here. And so you'll have the last 3 weeks always showing in your dashboard, okay? And that code that you're talking about, Gabriel, you'll get the exact code that we use for this, okay?
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
You're welcome. Actually, I'm actually the one that built that code, so I'm really proud of it. It's a yes. All right, you guys, any other questions about what we covered today? No? You guys are awesome. I bet you know what the homework is. Can anybody guess what the homework is tonight?
Do a YouTube webinar.
Close. Go live on Facebook, go live on YouTube. And when you do it, if either one, if you do it on YouTube or if you do it on Facebook, it doesn't matter. Tag me. I want to see what you guys are doing. Definitely want to see you going live, and I want to see how you're doing. And then tomorrow we'll talk about pulling in guest speakers. I don't want to like throw the whole kit and caboodle at you at once, but we'll talk about bringing in guest speakers and how to do that. And then we'll move forward with doing some evergreen webinars, live webinars, building your webinar pages, all that good stuff. So we have a lot of fun stuff to go through over the next 4 days. But your homework tonight is go live on Facebook and/or go live on YouTube. I want to see you guys doing that, and tag me when you do so I can see it. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's it. I didn't even, I've got 3 more minutes. I got to keep you 3 more minutes to make it an hour. Does anybody have any questions? Go ahead, Don.
How do you tag somebody in for the video?
When you go live to Facebook, you're going to have to kind of be almost ambidextrous, right? You're going to have to go into your Facebook page and find where it's gone live, and then comment underneath it and just tag me.
Okay, thanks.
It's a little bit of work to do. It's actually kind of fun to close windows and open windows and find it and tag. It's really fun.
You do the same thing on YouTube?
I don't think you can tag me on YouTube, but you can certainly send me a message that says, hey, I was live on YouTube. Check it out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Gabriel, go ahead.
And for both YouTube and Facebook, we can, let's say we have a meeting in the afternoon, I can go ahead and set it up in the morning that day. I don't have to rush right 2 minutes before the meeting to set it all up, correct?
Like if you're going live to Facebook?
Yeah, if I want to go, I have a 3 o'clock live on Facebook. Can I do it now and have it, you know, it's just with a timer going down and then, hey, I'm going live at 3 o'clock or something like that. Make sense?
Well, we really don't have a Facebook, like a timer to go live on Facebook or to go live on YouTube. We do have a timer for the webinar part of it. So if you're doing a website, we do have timers for that. But the timer for the Facebook and YouTube lives, we don't have time.
Like I see it a lot of times on the channel for 3 o'clock with Brad. You go there and it's schedule and you see that it's going to be live at 3 o'clock. So it's just, it's nothing there. But at 3 o'clock, boom, it shows up. Right. It's what he's doing is premiering. And you can, when you premiere a video, you've already recorded it. And or you're going live and it's actually premiering or something like that. So you can do that, but it's not part of our webinar platform. Oh, okay. I see. All right. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, he uses Google Hangouts.
Hangouts. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Ours is a little bit different when going live. It's like Johnny on the spot, as in, oh, you want to go live? Let's go. That's the way that works. All right. Any other questions, guys? All right. We're straight up noon. You guys did fabulous, or noon my time. But thank you so much, you guys, for coming. And remember, go live, Facebook and or YouTube, and let me know when you do. I want to jump in and see what's going on and how you're doing. And then tomorrow, we'll continue looking at the going live by inviting guest speakers. And then we'll work on websites and live webinars, evergreen webinars, setting up our ghost users and all that good stuff, because that part's going to be really fun. Okay?
Wow.
I know. I can't wait. Oh, my gosh. So you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Bye, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.